sitting in the studio very demurely and very quietly. She's being so good today. Joyce Carol, who is a singer in the big band mode. How did you meet Gary? Because the first time I heard you, you were working. We did the Shops at Broward in the mall, and this very quiet, very attractive young lady sat very demurely on the side of the stage, and when it was her time to sing, she stepped up to the microphone, just like they did in the big band days, and opened her mouth, and out came this marvelous voice. It's like boom. It was terrific. It was a la Helen Forrest, Anita O'Day. How did you get into that?
Thank you. I've always really studied those people.
They are.
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous vocals. It's something that young people today, I think, should listen to.
That's true.
Because
they're missing out.
it doesn't have to. You don't have to scream to get a message across. You don't have to yell lyrics at someone. If you deliver the lyrics, it comes across so much better. How did you get into doing that?
Well, as far as meeting Gary,
Mm-hmm.
a few months ago, I had gone to Gary. I was out of business for a while, and I was thinking about getting back into it and maybe having some arrangements, and I had heard Gary was a fabulous arranger. And so I went to see him, and we started practicing together, and one day he said to me, you have a really good sound, and I think that you'd fit into my group. Would you like to join my group? And we started with this Roaring Twenties music.
Yeah.
And I started to really get into that as a child. I've always appreciated that era and admired it. And then one thing led to another, and he said, how'd you like to try the 40s? And I said, okay,
Yeah.
happy to. And now I'm just getting to all of it, and it's very challenging.
I bet it is. It's not only challenging because in order to study those, unfortunately, we have lost all of those people that sang
Unfortunately.
in that era. So they're gone. You can't go to them and say, how did you come by this phrasing, or how do you, do that? It's all, you have to hear it. You have to, and that takes a talent in itself, is be able to hear something and then interpret it and put it back out again.
That's true. I've always done research, though.
Mm-hmm.
I started very young. I started singing when I was around 12 years old, and through those years, I've always listened to so many people, male and female, and I've listened to the best people, and I've tried to study these people and pick up whatever I could and learn, and try to maybe use these things myself.
You've done it very nicely. Joyce Carol and Gary Lawrence, my guests in the studio, and I'll tell you what, we're going to take a short break and take care of some business, and then I'll let you hear what Joyce Carol sounds like, all right? This is Dr. Tom Schaub, special guests on the Mike Crash Carlton show today, Gary Lawrence and Miss Joyce Carol. Joyce Carol that we were just talking about, singing a la big band era. I want you to hear what this lady sounds like, and what better way than with just a voice and a piano and a Duke Ellington tune. You can't beat that. What a nice combination. I love it. Listen to this, and then we'll talk to them some more.
Never treats me sweet and gentle the way you should. good intentions. They tell me to save up my tears. I'm glad I'm mad about him. I can't live without him. Love above me makes that boy love me the way he should. 'Cause I got it bad. Oh, I got it bad. Oh, I got it bad. And that ain't good.
Joyce Carol, ladies and gentlemen, my special guest in the studio with me, and a listener just called who is an avid fan of WFTL and said, absolutely marvelous. They did not expect that voice.
Really?
Hearing you talk and then hear. See, that's the difference where I tried to play some of Gary's music first and then, talk to him.
Yes.
But with you, we did it just the opposite. We talked first, and they never expected that kind of voice to come from, which is a compliment.
A little help there from this gentleman who is now deceased, unfortunately, Howard Hodge on the piano.
Yes.
He was great.
And that was from an acetate, which is a rough pressing, actually, of that. Marvelous sound and a good selection of tunes. I wish we had more to play of your particular sound. I would love to hear it. We've got to record something. You guys have got to record something together.
Oh, by all means.
A big band, like some of the things that you did out at the Shops at Broward, 40s kind of style.
Maybe we'll call it the WFTL Orchestra.
Love it.
Under the direction of Gary Lawrence with Joyce Carol, and we'll do all the big bands.
I love it. That would be terrific. Yeah. I know that all of our listeners would probably want to have a copy of that. And also, the listener I was just talking to on the phone while Joyce was singing said of your music, said she would never have believed that was recorded very recently. That was recorded in 76, 75?
Right, my album
Yes.
was 75.
1975. Because I told you before, this man is very, very talented and has some sensational arrangements, and that's what does the whole thing, is how you put all of those instruments together. And I'm going to play another little selection from this album of Gary Lawrence and the Sizzling Syncopators right after we take care of some business. Gary Lawrence from the Sizzling Syncopators, arranger, conductor, piano player, and all-around bon vivant, as well as a young lady who sings with him, Joyce Carol, a very fine voice and a very nice-looking lady as well. It's too bad this isn't television because we could do a zoom in and we could show but a very charming lady, and what a singer as well. Now, I want to play this song